Well, hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I thought we would play around with an idea that I had. So I'm going to pop a picture up here on the screen for you from Instagram. And these beautiful paintings are something called cyanotypes. And this is a pretty involved process, at least from my understanding. And I wasn't feeling all that today. So I thought that we might try to do a faux version of that with watercolor and slash mixed media type supplies. These are just so gorgeous. Like, I am just amazed. And I don't think that we're going to get, exactly the same kind of look, but I'm hoping that we can get pretty close. Go check her out. I think that her name is Paula Ogden, and I will link her channel below, so you can go give her a follow over there. Today I have my Bao paper, 100% cotton paper. This is 12 by 8 roughly cotton paper, and I've got it taped down. I thought maybe we would do like 4 smaller versions. Where are all these crumbs coming from? So I went ahead and taped it, and I added a little tape on the edges just because I thought it might look nice to have an even white border around it. And then all you're going to need is some blue paint. So this particular color is Indigo, number 67. This is from the Kuretake Gansai Tambi 48 set. And then I also pulled another one, which is 66 Prussian Blue, just in case we want a little variation. Because you've only got one color. So I thought, well, we might add a little bit of another color in there. Of course, you could do like several, you can do it any way you want to, but you could, add a couple of different shades of blue in there just for interest. And then I have this 3/4 inch flat wash brush. And all I'm going to do, and I've got this paint a little bit thick here because I really like that deep blue look. And oh gosh, look at that. And I'm just going to go paint this on here. Super easy. Like, you could make this look like a, like give it an ombre effect. And I did grab a couple of things. I think on a couple of them, maybe we'll kind of experiment with some different texture and whatnot, just kind of playing. So that is a pretty even plain wash right there. You could try a little salt if you wanted to. I don't think I want to use salt for this. Usually winds up kind of giving a snowflake kind of look to it, and so not really what I was going for today. And if you wanted this a little bit lighter, you could go in and wet your paper first and drop the color in. Just kind of depending on how pigmented you want your background to be. And you don't have to tape it either if you don't want to do that. I think it would look kind of good with a, you know, really jagged looking edge. All right, I am gonna grab this other blue while this is still wet. Just kind of drop some in. Here and there, just for a little variation. This is going to cause a little bit of blooming because there's more water than paint on this brush than we had last time. Well, that's going to be interesting. I do kind of like that. All right, so I'm going to do another one. I think I'm going to do these other two just kind of plain. It's like the easiest project ever. But I'm hoping that we get some really nice results. The other thing you could do is you could go in and do some resist techniques. As a matter of fact, well, no, because I have something else planned. So you could do different resist techniques, textures, like the sky's the limit. So I'm going to try to do this one kind of quick, and then on these, we'll play around with a couple experiments. Let's see, I want that a little darker. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got a couple of pieces of, like here I've just got some, what do you call this stuff? Burlap ribbon. I don't know if this is going to work, but there's only one way to find out. I'm going to put that on there and let it dry. And then I've got some of this really fun textured, I don't know if they call this lace or what this is, but I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to get something to weigh them down. I'm going to put this little glass cutting board on here so it'll have good contact. And then I'm going to let these things dry. I'll probably add a little weight to it. And then, there we go. All right. So I am going to let those dry, and then we'll come back and see if we get anything fun. All right. Let's see how this turned out. I don't have high hopes for this one. Yeah, I think it was a little too dry. I'm going to put that on there. Oh, we did get a little bit. But I bet if you put this stuff in there when it's wet, I bet you would get good result. Oh, look here. Now that did leave a little texture. That's pretty cool. So you can kind of see some of that burlappy texture as compared to this. You know, one thing I'm noticing that I would probably do different if I did this again is I would go across the whole page with the background, because you can kind of see where I got some wet over into one that I had already finished. So it did leave some marks, but That is okay. All right, so now for the embellishing, I'm going to use gold, of course. I have my favorite gold acrylic paint here by Modern Masters. This is their satin finish. It's rich gold, which I'll have linked in the description. There's so many different options, so many different golds. You could use gold Posca pen. You could use this Kuretake gold ink with a fine line bottle, or use it with a dip pen. You could also do like some gold watercolor. So something like these is a good option. So I'm not too sure what all we'll try, but I do have these guys, and these are foam. And I made these stamps out of foam using die cuts or dies. I ran them through my Big Shot and then just glued them on the shapes on a piece of cardboard and put a little handle on the back. And then that way you get a lot of extra use out of your dies. And so I really, really like these botanical shapes, so I wanted to test those out. So I think I'm going to put some paint out on this palette, and then maybe use a brayer. Let's see, let me get a palette knife. This is like such a good paint. I think I'm going to roll it out where it's kind of smooth. And I do want to I'm going to use this little test paper there. So we can, I want to test this before I put it on my piece. All right, let's see how well this coats here. You could probably put this on with a paintbrush as well, which we might do. I think this is actually kind of bowed in the middle a little bit. Let's try again. Okay, looks good. Let's try this. We can always touch it up with a brush or a pen. It doesn't print good. Oh, okay. That is going to work. I like it. Okay, let's do it. Let me go over it like that. The only thing is, if I did these again, I would not put that extra piece of foam on there. I was trying to kind of elevate it up off the cardboard, and these just wind up getting in the way, and then they make a mess. So you have to like go in and clean it off. Okay. Let's try this one. Really, I should have laid it in kind of at an angle or something. This is just smack in the middle of the paper, which typically doesn't It's not the most appealing composition, right? Oh, I like that. I like that quite a bit, actually. Okay. And then I do want to do this one for sure because I love this one. And let's see, you could also, if you have some stamps that you like, you could use a stamp and maybe gold embossing powder. I think that would look really good. All right. May wind up having to touch this up after the fact. I don't know. I've used this with gold paint before, so it's kind of hard for me to tell like what's covered and what's not. All right, well, we're going to cross our fingers. Okay. Now, let's see this one. I will tilt it just a little. But yeah, you could use stamps. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, I like that a lot. Yay. Okay. What else should we try? All right. I say let's do one more just because they turned out so good. And then maybe we'll try a stencil. All right, which one? Which one? I think I kind of like this guy. See, and they'll go so good together. Oh, I'm excited. I know, it doesn't take much. Just trying to make sure that I've got this covered. Probably didn't use enough paint. All right. Let's kind of tilt the other way. This one. It is a little hard to see, you know, because of this cardboard, but it works. It's stuck. Oh, that looks good. All right. Shall we try a stencil? I've got these fun little stencils from Amazon, and I really like them actually because there are all these botanical designs, which are my favorite. Let's see. So I will link those for you guys as well. That would be a good one. Of course, it's going to look like the oddball, but I just wanted to give you guys a little variety, some ideas, different things to try. I don't think I like that one. And, you know, if you've got a steady hand and you can, you're pretty good at drawing, you could draw your images. I think I like that one. So we'll try that. All right, I need a sponge. I just have this little makeup type sponge here. Let's see. Need more paint. I really like to put this gold paint on kind of thick. The only thing is when you're going through a stencil, you don't want any blobs on there because it'll leak up under the stencil. That's why I try to go off onto the palette or something before dipping on the stencil directly from the paint. These would also look good in acrylic, I think. Of course, those cyanotypes are just beautiful. I have no idea how it's done. If you guys are familiar with it, let me know in the comments below. Like, is it a difficult process? Do you like it? Is it worth it? I'd be curious to know. All right, let's see what this looks like. Well, I moved it. Okay. That's not my favorite, but it's an option. All right, and I think we'll go through and maybe use a little paintbrush and kind of touch some of these up a bit. Let's see, it's just a number 2 round. And a lot of times, if you just go in and kind of connect the separations in these stencils, it makes it look less like a stencil. All right, I'm just going to go through and touch these up and be right back. Okay, so I just touched these up just a little bit. I didn't do a whole lot to them. I kind of like when it's missing a little bit of the detail, because then it really looks like it's been printed. So I think that looks good. Okay, so I think we should take the tape off and then see if we think they need anything else, because I don't know. These look like they're meant to be fairly simple. Of course, if you Google the images of them, they're typically white, blue and white. But Paula had hers embellished in gold, and so I'm all about the sparkly. These look good. Let's see, where is that tape? All right, let's go to the other side. What did you do, Ginger? Oh, I had some leakage. Guess I didn't get the tape stuck down good enough. Did a pretty good job elsewhere, though. That looks good. Oh, I like those. Very simple, but they look really good. I like them. Okay, let me find my palette knife here. We will cut this loose. All right, let me cut this loose. I'm going to trim them and then cut them apart, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got them all cut out. Look at them. I really, really like how these turned out. So this one is not my favorite. I don't really like it as much as I do these other ones. And I wasn't a huge fan of the blooming that happened in there. But all in all, like, I really love these two. These are my favorites. So I really wound up liking just the very simple texture, background with a little bit of texture. And I just think they turned out so good. Very minimalist. See, that one looks a little crazy to me. And then that's not bad. It's just not my favorite. I also thought about maybe taking a gold marker or a pen and maybe kind of doing a frame around the outside. So I think I'll take one of these two and try it out, see what it looks like. It's not, that's kind of a skinny one. Just to kind of see what would happen. See what it looks like. I didn't really want it to take away from the, the focal image, but sometimes you just don't know unless you try it. Now, actually, see, I kind of like that. So you could go through and do that. You can do a double line, which I think I'll just do. Just go real loose and hold your pen toward the back. You don't have as much control. There you go. Nice wobbly line. I like it. So we'll just do these two that way. Maybe we'll have two sets of two. I like that. I don't know. Now I'm contemplating on doing it on the other ones. Should I? Should I? Yes? No? I can't hear you. I'm doing it. I think that they look more finished with that on there. Y'all let me know in the comments. Did I mess them up? And if y'all decide to do these, please tag me over on Instagram. I would really like to see how yours come out. I haven't been super active over there, but I'm trying to do a little more over there. And for now, that's really the only way I know that I can see y'all's work. I'm contemplating doing a Facebook group. I know everybody and their dog has one, but I'd really like to have a place for us to be able to cheer each other on and share tips and techniques, and just have a good little community over there where we can support each other. Because I don't know, if you don't have a family full of artists or friends that are artists, a lot of times it's hard to get feedback from other people. It's just nice to have a community. We need a tribe, you know? All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know if you try this. Tag me if you do. I'd love to see what they look like. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this if you have somebody you think will enjoy. And I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.